Welcome to the 2022 Annual Award Celebration for Denville Pride. Thank you all for coming tonight. We look forward to doing this each year, and we certainly look forward to honoring so many different volunteer groups throughout Denville that do so much for all of us, and to all the partners and families of the people. I personally want to thank you, in addition to, I'm sure the town wants to thank you for the time that you allow. I know the polar plunge, I tortured Tim a little bit with keeping him out one night a week with doing programs and logistics and everything else you can imagine. So thank you everyone for that. I'd like to introduce, if I may, the Pride Council. Myself, Susan Reinhardt. I'm president of Pride. Susan Richter is the treasurer of Pride. Susan, thank you. Audrey is our vice president. Audrey's our tricky tray lady. Donna Farrelly is our secretary. And thank them all for everything they do for us. At this time, I'd like to call up Mayor Tom Andes to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Nicely done. Everybody standing. Please join me in honoring our country's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Kevin Stallings, if you please come up. Kevin will lead us, will introduce us in the invitation. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. President. Thank you, God, for all you do and bringing us together, honoring our wonderful volunteers, including the Junior Volunteer of the Year. Thank you, God, for giving us Susan Reinhardt, President of Pride, and our tireless committee, Donna Farley, Susan Richter, and Audrey Gorich, for all their hard work putting this annual event together. God bless each of our volunteers and all you do. God bless all of us. God bless the festivities today. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Now, if Rich Yoes would please come up and give us the meaning of Pride.
This morning, Pride was mentioned, and somebody put the F word in there. And they've been doing it for years and years and years. The proper wording is plan recommendations improving Denville's environment. They always put that word for before, well, they go plan recommendations for improving. The word for does not belong in there. That's straight from Muriel Hefner. Thank you.
And now it is my honor to introduce the Bob and Pat Rant Award, presented by Rick Rant.
Thank you, Susan. Good evening, everyone. One of the things that I reflected on when Susan reached out to me, I was actually in a airport lounge in Orlando trying to get home, but that wasn't the case. I was rerouted, ended up in Denver, out to LA. And one of the things I thought about was how much I missed my mom that day, because my mom had a rule. And the rule was, that she always said to me, your father worries about you. Truth of the matter is they both worried about me, and I know my family and I are grateful for that. But she always wanted me to let her know when we were taking off, when we landed. I knew it would have driven her crazy. So in some way, when Susan reached out, I said, this is Mom and Dad checking in on me. On behalf of my family, we're very grateful. Our parents, as much as they had meant to the town, one of the things when I thought about that, they were into family, they were into their faith, they were into their business, but they loved the town of Denville, they loved the community. And volunteering was a way for them to give back. So we're really honored that it's named after my parents, and I know that they wouldn't like it because that wasn't their style, but we're here to celebrate on their behalf. So this year's recipient, Tim Behrens, who is a tireless volunteer, Project Playground 2.0 committee, and I know I worked on that with Tim, Denville Recreation Committee member, Denville Polar Plunge, Denville Planning Board, Denville Food Truck Festival volunteer, Denville Softball Assistant Coach, and Denville Senior Social volunteer. The key word there is volunteer. And the way Tim goes about it is he's very quiet, he's efficient, he's wildly effective, and he never complains. One of the things I was thinking about, our parents always used to say to us, you have to get involved. We're getting older, Our friends are getting older. We're all getting older. You need that next generation. I couldn't think of a better representative of the next generation and somebody who has picked up that mantle and meant a lot to this community and town than Tim. So the Bob and Pat Ramft Award, Tim Behrens.
Thank you to Denville Pride and Susan for all that you do and giving me this award tonight. I'm pretty sure when I was growing up, my parents never thought that I'd get an award for being a good citizen. So here I am. So as any good volunteer knows, with volunteerism comes a little bit of absenteeism at home. So I do need to thank my wife, Meredith, and my girls for allowing me to do this and spend time, when I'm either putting up signs for the Polar Plunge or if there's a planning board meeting that runs a little late, so sometimes I do get home at that time. And I think my three girls are starting to realize the importance of giving back, that life isn't always about taking, but it's also about giving back. So the time I spend doing these things is definitely time I spent. So thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you. Excuse me, Karen? The Muriel Heckner Volunteer Group of the Year, Denville Community Media, being introduced by Jeff Millington.
Push the button. Your slides are worth it.
Here, I'll hold that for you. Tell us our first.
So it's my honor to introduce Denville Community Media for the Muriel Hefner Award, and many of the Denville Community Media people are sitting right here with lights in our face and right in front of us, but it's nice. Denville Community Media is actually the former Denville Community Television, and this began back in the early 1970s when cable television came through the county and they offered public access. What happened was the librarians at that time, Anita Freeman and Nancy Holland, took advantage of a federal grant program, and they got a Sony Portapack camera. This is the old half-inch black and white
videotape, a very heavy, bulky machine, but it was part of the government grant program for public access production, and they did story hour, and they did cooking shows with the kids. And before you know it, the forward-thinking town fathers at that time took advantage of this situation, and they formed the community television service, which then became Denville Community Television. And so for almost 50 years, this group has been putting productions on cable TV about Denville and the community, everything about the community. And but what happened was, as the internet came along, and more people started watching videos online and watching less television, and of course the younger people were not, everybody's cutting the cable. It turned out that, and also with the number of cable companies, it's no longer just one, it's the Optimum, Verizon, etc. Public access didn't, there weren't as many viewers as there were for YouTube, which is where most of these videos will go. So what happened was, last year, because of the change from cable TV to online, the name of the project was changed to Denville Community Media. So when you see DCM, think the old Denville Community TV. And this project is led by Ruth Gimble, who's here tonight, and she was last year's recipient of the Muriel Hefner Volunteer of the Year Award. And with the help of ever-present Fritz Mott.
And with Dana Foreman, who's doing this production tonight, and Dana has brought along a real level of professional production skill, and along with many other volunteers who are sitting at the table here, and others who are not here with us. And also Dave Blinder did some drone work, as you saw before. He's a DCM volunteer. They're producing a plethora of excellent programming about all aspects of Denville life and the community. So Ruth, Fritz, Dana, come on up, please get this award. And everybody tune in to Denville Community Media Online, Facebook or YouTube.
Denville Pride Council 2023 Muriel Hefner Volunteer Group of the Year awarded to Denville Community Media in recognition of your outstanding service and significant contributions to the Denville community. Congratulations.
If I might, thank you very much. This is an extremely wonderful and honorary award. It is only exceeded by even a greater honor that we present the stories of this community through Denville Community Media. I want to thank Fritz Mott, who has actually brought the entire Denville Community Media to the online networks of Facebook and YouTube. And I'd like to thank Ruth Gimble, who continued to go out and goes out of her way to make sure it's still out on the cable network. Okay? And, you know, he didn't say it, but this guy over here, Jeff Millington, this is the father. This is the guy from 1974 who started Denville Community Television. So let's hear it for Jeff. And again, I'd like to hear it for Fritz Mott and Ruth Gimble. And I'd also like to point out a couple other people real quickly before I leave the stadium here. Stage. My wife, Lisa Foreman, who also helps me out when Jeff is not available to be my #1 cameraman.
There you go.
And, you know, we find new volunteers in weird new places. And I was doing a production on the Barnum video recently, and I found another volunteer for us, Miss Annie Schussman. Annie. We're out to tell your stories, the past, the present, and the future. Please like and subscribe us. And as always, we'll see you around town.
Very nice, Dana. Thank you. The importance today of between climate change and waterways and natural disasters and so on. This year, I've added 3 awards to the we added 3 awards to the program called Let's Go Green, to thank the people in our community that are doing something in regard to helping us for our next generation and for ourselves. Jeff Millington will present the first Let's Go Green Award. Go.
There you go.
One more push.
One more. Jason Cohen.
So, Jason Cohen. Anyone who's gone on Facebook and follows the Denville residents and business owners page, they know that this guy is always out there. He's cleaning our town. It's amazing. And so we decided this guy needs an award, right? Jason and his family moved to Union Hill in 2013. He's a local realtor. And so he feels it's incumbent upon him to give back to the community where he lives and works. And that's sometimes in the form of coaching sports. But since 2019, that has included getting after pollution, as he puts it. Jason's literally cleaned miles and miles of roads here in Denville, also in Livingston, where he grew up, and where his office is, and in some neighboring towns, and even along Greenwood Lake Turnpike and up in Ringwood. So make sure to look out for his posts on the Denville Residents and Business Owners Facebook page, and feel free to pitch in with him. And I do have to say one thing. This year's Red Litter Day, a number of us were in the pavilion giving out t-shirts and bags, and Jason came very early and picked up all kinds of bags and headed out in his truck. And in the meantime, many scouts and volunteers came in to get t-shirts and gloves and bags. And Jason came back with a truckload of stuff that, I don't know where you went, but the amount of stuff that he brought back, we were in awe. And the amount of garbage that he had picked up on his own. And so we said, that guy's got to get this award. So, Susan, you got to give Jason this.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm off my game here.
You got too many plaques.
Okay. Denville Pride Council 2023 Let's Go Green Award, awarded to Jason Cohen in recognition of your outstanding service and significant contributions to the Denville community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's very humbling. I say a lot that when I post on Facebook, it's not about glotivation. It's about motivation. I'm not trying to say, hey, look at me, praise me, thank me. That's really not what I'm about. I'm trying to recruit help. I'm trying to get more people out there to keep Denville the beautiful place that it is, whether it's on Route 10, whether it's downtown, sweeping through downtown. Oftentimes I'll park across from Denville Dog and just work my way all the way over to Church Street Bagel and just grab stuff. I've tried to do it around the holidays. A lot of people come to our award-winning downtown to do their small business shopping, and I would personally hate their first impression or any impression of Denville downtown to be, oh, it's littered with trash. So if you ever see those posts, they don't often get as much traction as some of the other negative posts do. Maybe I'll start posting about something negative and be like, just kidding, I'm going to be over here picking up garbage. But if you ever see them and you want to come out, it really is very gratifying to go over a stretch of road that was littered with trash, again, whether it's Route 10 or other places, and then drive past it with your kids and be like, hey, remember all that garbage that was there? Daddy did something about that. And I might have a screw loose for getting up as early as I do, but like I joke a lot, it's easier on a Saturday or Sunday morning to fight with the garbage than my 3 boys. So if you ever see the post and you want to get after with me, I'd love to have you. I really do. I would love to have you. And thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Now, our group award for the Let's Go Green Award goes to POWWW, and I could call Rich Yobes up to do an acronym on POWWW, but I won't do that to you. It's Protect Our Wetlands, Water, and Woods, and that group is here with us tonight. And the POW group was founded back in 1987. This is a true testimonial to what grassroots citizens groups can do. A group of people got together and saved, it's 434 acres that they initially saved, right, Jim? Up in the north end of Denville. For anyone who hasn't been up there, it's beautiful, pristine woods, and it was slated for development. I saw maps of the roads that were going to go in there, and the perk test for the septic systems had begun. But this group got together, and in conjunction with the Morris County Park Commission and a number of political forces, they saved this property. And this is one of those success stories that show what citizens groups can do. And this is also in partnership with the New Jersey Fish and Wildlife and the Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority, and also with Denville Township. Denville Township was key in helping to preserve this property, and also Green Acres. And this is a property known as Jonathan's Woods, which was a former Jersey City watershed property. It's beautiful, and it takes, it's now 650 acres in Denville, Rockaway, and Boonton Townships. And the POW group now has the stewardship responsibility, working alongside the Morris County Park Commission to maintain 15 miles of trails, right, Jim? About 15 miles? And this includes blazing the trails, trimming branches, building footbridges, rerouting the wet areas, working with the Park Commission to build new trails, sponsoring Eagle Scout projects, building trailhead kiosks, also education. Mike Leone, our naturalist, among others, organized hikes, birding and wildflower hikes. Mike and Nora both lead those, and these are really educational times. If you see the advertisements on our website or on Facebook, please try to get out there. It's amazing what you can learn from these folks. They've held moth night, dragonfly walks, talks at the Denville Library, photo contest, annual hikes through Jonathan's Woods up to Hawkwatch, and also POW has conducted several major environmental projects. Plant-a-Pine project, replacing a wide variety of native species in the pines to supplement thousands of pines that were destroyed during the Hurricane Sandy. There was a beautiful spot there called the Cathedral in the Pines, which unfortunately a lot of the white pines were just brought down, but it's all being taken care of now, and there'll be a future to that area. And they've also built a deer enclosure in conjunction with the Park Commission to protect native species. And this spring, POW will be planting a large memorial native wildflower garden. So let's welcome Jim and Mike. You want to come up and...
Hello, gentlemen. Okay. The Denville Pride Council 2023 Let's Go Green Award, awarded to POWWW in recognition of your outstanding service and significant contributions to the Denville community. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to thank the Denville Pride Council, both Mike and I would, for this award. We also like to thank the town and the mayor for the support they've given us. Steve Ward has been unbelievably helpful over the years for things that we've done. I'd like to thank our board sitting over here, Nora, Mike, Jeff. We have 3 Daves, you got to keep track of them, and Valentina. So we have a very active group, and we're really pleased that we're going to continue doing, as was mentioned, May 20th, is that the correct date?
Yes, we're going to be doing the wildflower planting on May 20th. We have about 900 native species that we're going to be putting in. We're looking for volunteers because it's a lot of plants to get in one day. We're going to try and do it all in one day. So if you want to come out to Jonathan's Woods on May 20th, and dig some plants. We'd love to have some extra hands. We also have several walks coming up, and we'd love to get everyone from Denville out in the woods to enjoy Jonathan's Woods, because it's really a spectacular section of wildlife, uplands, pristine wetland that needs to be, continue to be enjoyed and protected, because by using this land, that's what makes these things really become part of the community, and volunteerism and use makes sure it continues to be protected. So this Sunday we have a bird walk at 7:30 a.m. and we have a few more walks coming up in June and July. Those will be posted on the POW Facebook page and also the POW website, pow.org. So come on out, join us in the woods.
And our last Let's Go Green Award is presented to the Denville Green Sustainability Committee. Claudia Ionesco and a small group of active volunteers are passionate about the environment and sustainability, and they're committed to make Denville greener. For 2023, one of their main areas of focus will be getting Denville recertified at the silver level for Sustainable Jersey program. Sustainable Jersey certified municipalities are national leaders in implementing solutions to key sustainability challenges. In addition, they'll be expanding 2 native plant monarch gardens. They will continue to promote the use of native plants. They'll be at the Green Fair, by the way, this coming Sunday at the Farmers Market. They will continue to educate the community about the importance of creating pollinator and wildlife-friendly gardens. They will continue their Leave the Leaves on the Ground campaign, and my wife Kathy is a big advocate of leaving the leaves on the ground, and I got to tell you, that saves a lot of work in the fall. Yeah. And the Green Sustainability Committee will promote native, sustainable alternatives to the traditional lawn, which saves me a lot of work in the summer. Kat? Is there anything else on here you can save me? They will install bat houses around town and have a presentation at the library about bats and their hugely important role in the ecosystem. And they will initiate an anti-litter Adopt a Dream campaign that will go on throughout the year, and they will pick up trash around town almost every weekend. So I'd like to bring up Claudia Ionesco and Don Tidy to accept this award.
Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Denville Pride Council 2023 Let's Go Green Award, awarded to Denville Sustainability Committee in recognition of your outstanding service and significant contributions to the Denville community. Thank you.
I've never had said a speech before, so, but anyway, it's amazing to live in Denville. It's such a great town, it's such a great community. My husband and I are very happy to be here, and we want to give back. And obviously I care about the environment, and that was a perfect fit. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to Don and to Phyllis for all the hard work. Thank you so much to Mayor Andis for being our biggest supporter. And we'll continue to do what we love to do. So we are always welcoming volunteers. So again, interested in green stuff, native plants, pollinators, bathhouses, giving away trees. on a very, very rainy day at the farmer's market, but we are fun to be with. So again, anytime you are interested, we are meeting on a monthly basis, second Thursday. Follow us on Facebook. You can find out more about what we are doing. And I hope to see you on Sunday at the Green Fair. We have great few very, very interesting 10 participants coming. So hope to see you there. And again, thank you so, so much.
Thank you. Now the presentation for the business of the year. I'd like to call up Ellen Sandman to introduce and speak Denville Seafood.
Before I begin, I think one of the important things we have to talk about is I would like to ask Jason if he can tell me where the pasta in the woods came from. If you watched the news or heard the news, tons and tons of pasta were found in the woods. Do you know anything about that?
His secret.
Okay, well, you know, now that I got the important things out of the way. One of the things I would like to tell you is I got a call from Susan Reinhardt, and she said, would you please present the award to Denville Seafood Godmother's Cafe, and I said, you got me, hook, line, and sinker. I also said, keep rolling. I said, and I'm not just doing it for the halibut. So, all right, that's enough of that. We're in for the ride.
Seatbelts on.
I'm just so happy that Susan didn't say, and now for a few words, because that doesn't happen. Anyway, one of the things I want to talk about is I want to tell you about, it's a fishtail. It happened in November of 1951. A gentleman by the name of Tony Aguano had $200 in his pocket. He was a young butcher, and he decided, I don't want to be a butcher anymore. I'm going to open up a fish market. And so he did, and it was on Main Street. Not too long after, he met the love of his life, Anne. They were married, and they moved to Broadway. So they did, and they are there now to this day. We're talking 72 years plus. So the fish market was going very well. We're talking about the 50s. And then a fire came in 1979. But Tony had a positive way about him, and Anne, as his support, said, we'll fix this up in 10 weeks, and not only will we have a fish market now, we'll have a restaurant. So they had a restaurant of approximately 7 tables, and they were one of the first people that had the outdoor dining. Very supportive, very innovative of Anne and Tony. This is when we talk about we're family and the families of all the various entities in Denville. So Mary and Joe and Amy, the children of Anne and Tony, let's put it this way, they scaled the heights of making this the freshest, best, not only market, but restaurant. And then, somewhat bittersweet, in the 50th anniversary, which took place on November 2001, there will be a test, so I hope you write down the dates. So anyway, they decided then they would expand the 7 tables to 21. They tripled it because, as you can see, there's a theme here of you don't shut down, nothing stops you, you just grow, and they grew in Denville. But unfortunately, the Golden Girl, known as Godmother's Cafe, Anne passed away. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Anne, if I could, and just tell you who she was. I was a town administrator, and the old building, I would look out the window. I was working mostly, but sometimes I did look up and the window was there. So I would see Anne talk about volunteering. She used to walk the dog of the Monsignor. And I think the reason why she walked the dog of the Monsignor, this was the ugliest dog that you would ever see. It was like a hound, but it was very long, and his stomach would drag on the... And I think the Monsignor didn't want to be seen with the dog, but Anne religiously did walk that dog. And let alone all the other volunteers they've done with St. Francis and St. Clair's and the street festivals and all the rest of it. You can always find Denville Seafood and from the Tony and Ann feeling of spirit. 2005, they saw the close of the the Fulton Fish Market, and then it went to the Bronx, and again, where is Joe? Joe, where are you? And you're still going to the Bronx, right?
Yep.
Still going to the Bronx, okay.
Hunts Point.
Hunts Point, that's, and still getting the freshest food and fish, correct?
Yes.
All right, the story continues. 2011, people will remember that date. Talk about a wicked woman, Irene, came, and then the floodwaters came, and it took out a lot of our businesses. But again, after 255 days plus, they were back, bigger and better than ever. More expansion of the market, more expansion of the dining. That's what we have in the businesses, especially this the one that I'm talking about now, the Denville Seafood. And they said, we're going to come back better and bigger than ever. I know that Tony, even when he was probably not working, in a sense, full-time there, was still filleting fish. And I know we lost him in 2017, but the people like Rick Yobes, who has Peyton Place and daughters and sons and grandkids working there, Denville Dairy, family, so many families that kept the businesses together because it was all about family. And certainly I would like to just say, we talked about Tony and Ann, Joe and Terry, Mary and Andre, Amy and Jeff. These are the children and their spouses. Adam and Emily, Michael, Annabelle, and Jillian, the children that will keep up this tradition. So I would like to say, when I spoke to Mary, unfortunately she couldn't be here, she's working, so that's what she's doing. But anyway, Mary talked about her dad, talked about the volunteerism, and how the wanting to serve the public, but also give back. How many times they did make the soup for these different events and working hard to make Denville what it is. I will tell a personal story. When we were doing the point, and it was, some of the people that are in here, we worked very hard on one of the hottest days. Mary, we ran out of water bottles, so Mary came out with a bucket of water and ladles. I felt like I was putting in train lines, but anyway, she gave us water, and then one winter time, we were working really hard, and she came out with hot chocolate with all the whipped cream, and we went on and finished the point. But anyway, the one other thing I want to talk about is Joe, who I always call Tony because of his dad, but Joe is volunteer fireman. I mean, everybody, Rick Yobes' family, volunteered in the fire department. There's so many people, and that's what makes us so unique. They're not just a business. They're not just a family. They're volunteers. So this room is filled with people that are family. You know, the Ramps, were our family, and your family business was there for a very long time. So I can get emotional because I came here in 1986, and the people that are getting the award and the people that are in this room, I've been to your weddings and your baptisms and this is, as you said, this is a very unique community. So anyway, this award is very well deserved by the Iguanas, the family, and many more years to come. So I'm done. Thank you.
the Denville Pride Council 2023 Mayor's Business of the Year Award, awarded to Denville Seafood in recognition of your outstanding service and significant contributions to the Denville community. Mayor Andes, we have a surprise.
I love surprises.
Good evening, everyone. Just going to have to hold on just a second, so just stay tight. Okay? I'd like to thank the Pride Council. I did that. Well,
We got the scope here.
we don't need this.
That's even better.
Okay. I'd like to thank the Pride Council for all that they do. And the River Day, today we had the National Day of Prayer. Used to do blood drives, but now it's been taken over. But we do it every month now with the Rotaries. It's great things, just great things. So thank you, Susan, and the whole team. Somebody asked me before, do you know everybody in the room? And I said, I think just about, but there's one person that I never had the opportunity to meet, and that's Jason Cohen. But I heard about you because you're on Facebook all the time. The administrator, I don't do Facebook. The administrator tells me that guy's picking up garbage again, that guy's picking up garbage again. Right? And so congratulations and thank you very much for your service to our community. And to Tim Behrens, right, this guy has the same disease I got, so watch out. He never says no. So thank you, Tim, for everything. MOTV, Jeff is the godfather of Denville TV, of media now. Fritz sends me pictures of Denville all the time. Did you see the picture of the rainbow last night? Right, it was beautiful downtown. All right, thank you. Dana, you brought the Denville media to the next level. But it's Ruth. Ruth is the heart and soul of the Denville TV. And I was there last year after the dinner, and I missed it. And it was a bad time with my family. But you're great, and I want to thank you for keeping it together all these years. And letting it grow. It's a great job. The guys at the POWW, first of all, Steve Ward, the administrator, loves working with you guys. So thank you for that great relationship that you forged. So since we first moved to town, is about when you guys formed. All right, and we heard about the Jersey City watershed property. I never knew where it was, and obviously now I don't. But with Cook's Pond being before that, from Jim Dyer to today, with your help, 1,300 acres of open space has been preserved, nearly 20% of our township. Great job. The green sustainability folks. And that's Don and Phyllis and Claudia. Don, this is the second go around on this application. It's tedious work documenting everything that we do as a community. But it's really, really important because it opens up doors for us for grant money. Claudia was the pre-runner to you, Jason, because she was picking up garbage, all right? And so watch out, there's more in line for you. And that's how I got to meet her. We're merging the Environmental Commission and the Green Sustainability Committees. And I'll say it, I'll keep saying it, that Claudia speaks for those who can't speak for themselves. She speaks for the trees, right? And she's passionate about protecting our trees. And, with all the affordable housing that's being shoved down our throat from the state, in a meeting with her, and we tried to do this several times over the decades, but we could never get a consensus of the council. Because everybody looks at trees on their property and how we would maintain it, and if, not want to be overburdensome with government, because less government is better, but we need to do something for the trees. And thanks to Claudia, she didn't even know she did it, but she gave me the idea of what we needed to do, and we introduced an ordinance protecting our trees from massive development, where the developers have to pay into a tree bank or replace a certain amount of trees on their own property. And that's a great thing, so thank you very much, Claudia. And now the Denville seafood. So you know, I was talking to Joe before the meeting about your dad, his dad, and I used to go to 7 o'clock mass all the time, and his dad would always be there, all right? And, you know, so we did a lot of masses together, and every time I think of his dad, I think of him wearing his Army Air Corps hat in the Memorial Day parades. He loved that, and thank God, another World War II guy, so what a wonderful person. And Ellen, you made me think about Father Monsignor Murray. That dog's name was Duffy. It was a basset hound. Right? And I got it why his mom wants to walk the dog, because if you remember, Monsignor would always put in the bulletin every week an article. And they were very insightful. We enjoyed reading them. But one Sunday, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Duffy got out and went to, they called it the swamp. All right? And the dog is a basset hound. The legs are only this big, right? He got stuck in the swamp, and Monsignor Murray himself, the good Monsignor, had to go retrieve the dog, and he felt like 3 times. Right? So that's how probably your mom got involved with that. But I do have a proclamation. Now I would read the proclamation, but it would be very repetitive because Ellen went to the same website I went to. Right? The history of your business is fascinating. It's a success story of a small business, a family business that survived hurricanes and floods and fires, and it's still going strong. And you're a destination business. People come from all over northern New Jersey to come to your restaurant and to buy your fish. So, I mean, imagine this, all the whereases that Ellen would have said, and I'll just end it with the last 2. All right? Whereas Tony and Ann's commitment to quality remains the cornerstone of their family's business, as their legacy lives on with their children and grandchildren. Today, their children still travel early in the morning, only hours to the new Fulton Fish Market at Hunts Point in the Bronx. They continue their parents' tradition by supplying the freshest fish, and their reputation for fine seafood dining attracts customers from all over parts of northern New Jersey. Now, therefore, I, Thomas W. Andes, Mayor of the Township of Denville, recognize Denville Seafood and Carmela's Cafe as one of Denville's cornerstone businesses for over 71 years, and the Aguanos family's commitment and generosity to the Denville community. Congratulations to the Aguano family for running Denville's oldest food establishment. And we were debating that before, who has actually the oldest business on Broadway, but they're in there with just a couple of others. But certainly the oldest food establishment, by naming Denville Seafood Carmela's Cafe as a 2023 Business of the Year. I urge all our citizens to pay special tribute to this special family in our community. So this is for you. But wait, there's more. And I'd like to present them the key to the city.
Thank you all very much, Mr. Mayor, Tri Council. Ellen, it's no fluke, you've been around so long. I think it's founders a lot of things, but you won't bother that. My sisters couldn't be here tonight. The regrets, they had other occupations, other things to do. Mary's at work, waiting tables. I got stuff for dinner, it's nice. It does take a lot of hard work to do what we do. The hours we put in and all that. But we don't do it just for us, we do it for the people, our customers that come in. You know, it's all part of that relationship that we have. You look around any other business in town, we're all doing the same thing. We're hitting the road early, doing what we got to do. And it takes a lot of hard work, dedication, a lot of missed family time. Asked my daughter, she just texted me. It ain't easy, but nothing is. And I'm going to cut it short because dessert's on the table. And,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now our final presentation, and one I'm very proud of that our committee has established Kevin Scollins as the chairperson. We have a Youth Volunteer of the Year. We asked the children in Valley View Middle School to write something in regard to their volunteer efforts, and Kevin reviews them. And I'd like to call up Kevin Scollins now to introduce Bruno Russo as our Valley View Junior Volunteer of the Year Award.
Good evening all. Again, I would like to introduce to you a very, very impressive young man, Bruno Russo, and his lovely family. And now I would invite Bruno and his family to come to the podium. Thank you. Bruno is our Denville Council Young Volunteer of the Year recipient. Bruno has a very, very impressive resume of volunteerism and is working on his Eagle Scout projects. On behalf of the Denville Pride Council, Pride President Susan Reinhardt and I would like to present to you this plaque and a check for $250. Let me just say a few more words, if you will. Bruno, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. And may God hold you in the palm of his hands. God bless all, and God bless America. And enjoy the festivities. God bless. I promised I would keep it short.
Thank you, Denville Pride, and thank you for all the volunteers. You're doing very great work. I am looking forward to volunteering more over time and becoming an Eagle Scout one day. Thank you.
Our next president.
Congratulations to all the award winners. David, thank you very much for setting this all up. It's perfect. We really very much appreciate that. While you're enjoying your desserts and coffee, the tricky tray is still open, 50-50 for a couple minutes, and then we'll do the drawing real quick and we'll get everybody home. Thank you.